Welcome back to another app video. Today we talk about the Laval Rocket, Trois Lions, NHL News, the Stanley Cup Final 2025, app news, and app rumor about a specific players in NHL. First of all, the Laval Rocket eliminated last night when they lost by the score 3-2 against the Shakers. It was not an easy series for the Laval Rocket, and many injuries affect the performance of the group from the head coach Pascal Vincent. Missing Trudeau and Witherspoon as the defenseman, I think was the biggest problem for the Laval Rocket. And last night they lost Gustav Lindstrom at the middle of the second period. It was not easy for the rest of the game for the Laval Rocket with only 5 defensemen. At the end of the day, Chicago was a better team, and we don't make any excuse because of the injury. But of course, Laurent Dauphin, Simone was not part of the game also last night. So was a difficult challenge overall. We're going to talk about the Laval Rocket in the next couple of days, about the performance during the season 2024-2025 by different players, and what is next for different players for upcoming season with the Montreal Canadian organization. Trois Lions won the last game 2 days ago, and they play tonight at 7 o'clock, game number 3 of the series, best of the 7 of the East Coast Hockey League Final against Toledo. The series is tied 1-1. The Lions try to lead the series with a W tonight. Secondly, my second subject is about the NHL news. We have 3 news for you. First of all, the Colorado Avalanche announced they got an agreement with Brock Nelson, a 3-year deal at 7.5 AAV per season, and 80 games last season, 26 goals, 30 assists for a total of 56 between the New York Islanders and the Colorado Avalanche. Nelson, 33 years old, turned 34 at the end of the year, will stay with the Colorado for the next 3 years. That satisfies the second center for the Colorado Avalanche. Second news, the Pittsburgh Penguins finally got their head coach from the general manager to us. They announced Dan Muse was hired by the team. Muse in the last 2 seasons, he was assistant coach with the New York Rangers beside Peter Laviolette. He's one of the coaches. Was in the national program USA in the last couple of years ago. And finally, the Tampa Bay Lightning, Nikita Kucherov, he is the winner of the Ted Lindsay Award. That trophy is from the NHLPA Association for the MVP of the season. He finished also number 1 for the NHL players with the most points at 121. My third subject about the playoff, and finally, we got the Stanley Cup Final start tonight. Game number 1 between the Florida Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers. Rematch from last season. We know both teams play, and the Panthers won the Stanley Cup in 7 games. For me, it's all about 2 teams played friendly, and the Panthers all about forechecking. I want to see how the Oilers going to respond about the forechecking of the waves from the Panthers. And the Oilers are one of the best teams in NHL for the rushing team, and I want to see how the Panthers are going to do in front of the net or around the net with the big guys they have: Ekblad, Mikela, Jones, of course, Kulikov, Schmidt, and Forslane, one of the best 6 defensemen for a specific team in NHL. Bobrovsky, what a great year he has between the pipe again for the Panthers. So this is going to be really interesting. The Florida Panthers beat the Tampa Bay Lightning in 5 games. Then they beat the Toronto Maple Leafs in 7 games until they beat on the 3rd round the Canada Hurricane to make the final now in 5 games. Finally, the Edmonton Oilers, after they lost the first 2 games against the Kings, they found a way to come back with a 4W to win the series in 6 games. And finally, the last 2 rounds, again, the Vegas Golden Knights and the Dallas Stars, the both series, they did it in 5 games. Oilers win 12 of the 14 games, start the playoff at home against Florida Panthers. I believe, for me, when you look about everything, I feel like Connor McDavid is ready to bring his team all the way to the end of the Stanley Cup Final and take the Stanley Cup back in Canada since 1993 and 5 game. I'm going to repeat, and 5 game. I could be wrong. We know what Skinner can be. I feel like the Edmontons this year, they learned from last season, and every great players in NHL find a way to win the Stanley Cup at some level. And I think this is the year where Connor McDavid is going to get that Stanley Cup and put this on his resume. Prediction: Edmonton and 5. Next subject of the day, guys, is about the app news. We have a couple for you, not many, but we have to hear a little bit more what's going on with the Montreal Canadian at the Combine. First of all, Montreal Canadian invite Carter Bear to have a dinner with the team. They met him, they interview him, and they invite him to have a dinner. But he's not the only one the Montreal Canadiens are going to invite for a dinner during the week. I feel for me, Montreal Canadiens have other players they are looking for. Landon Lukovic, Justin Carbonneau, Keisha Etchison, defenseman, and Jackson Smith, another defenseman. And they are the players I think Montreal are looking for to select between the selection 16 and 17. One more news I forgot to talk about is Bogdan Konishkov. You already see the video yesterday. He announced he's going to join the Montreal Canadian in July for the development camp. It will be the first time, his first appearance for Bogdan to be with the Montreal Canadian. We know he still have one more year in a KHL with the team Torpedo to complete his final year contract, and then it could be available with the Montreal Canadiens. So don't expect him to join Montreal for the upcoming season. He will complete his contract and then join the Montreal Canadiens or the Laval Rocket during the season 2026 and 2027. My last subject is about the Montreal Canadiens rumor. We know every year during this time of the season, we hear many players could be traded. I have a few from you today. We have Marco Rossi, John Gibson. The Colorado are in difficulty with salary cap. I feel like they need more cap space. Samuel Girard, Charlie Coy, or other players could be on the market at some point. Is it possible Nick Cash return on the trade bait? Then we have the brother Robinson, Nick Robinson with Toronto, and Jason Robinson from the Dallas Stars. They have other players, guys, but the subject is not about looking for all the players on the trade bait. I want to talk about a specific rumor is about the Jason Robinson from a one specific expert in hockey in NHL. He think the Montreal Canadiens are in conversation with the Dallas Stars about Jason Robinson. At least they talk to the Dallas Stars to know what they're looking for in return, and he feel the Montreal Canadiens could have everything what the Dallas Stars are looking for, trade Jason Robinson and to get what they're looking in return. Now, Montreal Canadiens, if they trade for Jason Robinson, fit very well inside of Ken Hughes is looking for. First of all, he's a big winger, 6'3". In the last 4 years in NHL, 79 points, over 100 points. In the last 2 seasons, he have 80 points per year, 35 goals last season. Of course, it would take a lot to get Robinson, at least a first-round pick. Definitely Logan Mailloux as the right defenseman. Another prospect for the Montreal Canadiens, and it could be an Alex Newhook and another pick. At the end of the day, the biggest question for me is not only Jason Robinson to trade for, it's about his contract is right now at 7.5, and the next 2 years going to become UFA. And if you gave 7.5 to Brock Nelson, 56 points in NHL, how much money you think Robinson is going to ask? And it could be the problem for Ken Hughes with his salary cap. He wants to be more balanced around the 23 players roster, and Robinson could maybe not fit on the way Ken Hughes manage his salary cap. But otherwise, that would be a great addition for the Montreal to get a player like Jason Robinson. We know Patrick Laine is on the final year contract. Montreal are looking for a right defenseman, first pairing, and of course a second center for the upcoming season. We'll see what's happening with Ken Hughes, but there are today my subject of the day: the Laval Rocket, the Trois-Rivières Lions, the NHL news, the Stanley Cup Final preview, finally Montreal Canadian news, and the rumor for the Montreal Canadian. Now is your turn to leave me a comment below this video. What do you think about all those different subjects? And of course, remember, don't forget to subscribe, click on the likes, become a member of the channel or to my patreon.com/Hockey Nation Live. We bring article 5 times per week. And finally, remember, you have greatness inside of you, and we wish you an amazing, great, blessed day, everybody.